open your mouth and sing unto the Lord. You walk among the secret There's no one for us to march into this throne of grace and begin to tell him how big it is, how wonderful, how glorious, how mighty is our God. Just begin to say something unto him. Appreciate him, acknowledge his presence at this hour. He is the King of kings and Lord of all. He is the mountain melter, the mountain breaker. Our Father, we worship you this morning. Lord, we give you praise for the privilege to be in your presence, oh God. Even to call you our Father, oh God. Our Father, we did not deserve it, oh Lord, but yes, you gave it to us. Father, Lord, we are not taking it for granted, oh God. We have done this morning to tell you how big and how wonderful, how glorious, and how mighty you are in our lives, oh God. We say to you, be all the glory, to you be all the honor. Father, we have come to worship you this morning. And therefore, our worship for one another. And open the floodgates of heaven, oh God. And begin to shower your blessings upon our lives. We give you praise. We worship you, Lord Jesus. These are our songs. For you say that unto me shall the coming of your people be. magnify your name. Be thou exalted as you live and reign forevermore. For in Jesus' mighty name we have worshipped.
Hallelujah. Put your hands together for Jesus. Sorry, we open up all the windows so we can have a festival. From us to special for this one. Okay. I want to appreciate you for being in church this morning. I want to thank God, whom I know will bless us in this service. Yes. Hallelujah. Amen. I want to thank God for all the testimonies we are receiving and for all the things that God is doing in the midst of His people. I want to say that please, on Thursday will be fire time. So I beg you to please, we are going to have a 1 hour prayer meeting here from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Thursday is going to be a fire time. So please, if you sleep and wake up, just take your time. 3 o'clock, let's be here. We'll pray for 1 hour from 3 to 4 p.m. And I believe God strongly that He will do what He says He will do in our lives in Jesus' name. And next week Sunday will be our second on the 3rd of June. And we are going to have an anointing service here on that Sunday. Next week Sunday. June is the 6th month of the year. The year must have divided into 2. And I want to believe and trust the Lord that the same grace that kept us for the first 6 months of the year, that same grace, as we are coming to be anointed and be prepared for the second half of the year, God will keep us, God will protect us. In the name of Jesus Christ. Last week I was not in church here. Last week we were in Nuremberg. And by the glory of God and by His grace, there's a testimony that one of the sisters there gave. She's a Ugandan sister. And she's a financial secretary of our church in Nuremberg. When it was testimony time last week Sunday, she put her name as one of those who have testimonies. It came to her turn. Then she came and said that when I came to their church last for that burial we now hold program, she was scheduled for 3 operations. In fact, before I went to Nuremberg here, I was having her, the Lord was bringing her before me always. So I was wondering, why is Sister Hope, her name is Hope, why is Sister Hope coming in my presence always? I didn't actually know. I just prayed casual prayer. If there's anything like that, I just prayed like that for her, hoping that when I get to Nuremberg, I will see and minister to her one-on-one. So on the Friday, the first day of the service of that program, she didn't come to church. No, sorry, Saturday she didn't come to church. So my mind was, God, if you want to do what you say you will do for this lady, make her come to church the next day, that will be Sunday. So on the next day, Sunday, I was teaching Sunday school on the altar. And the lady now walked into the church. I said, God, you are faithful. So I ministered to her. That was when she told me that she had, the doctor put her for 3 operations, 3 different doctors. 1 operation for her teeth and 2 operations about her body. So I prayed for her when she told me about this operation. Now the anointing oil that we used to anoint people in that program, I gave her a little bit of it to drink. I asked her, do you believe that when this oil touches your lips, that is going to work out great miracles and testimonies in your life? She said yes. So I told her, based on your faith, I gave her a little of that oil inside the cover of the bottle, and she drank it. So last week Sunday, I was in church. She was now giving this testimony. The first operation she was to go to, she went there to the doctor. The doctor did scanning again in her body, told her that they did not see what they saw before that will make them operate. But as they are going to put her, let them give her 2 weeks. Then she should come back again after 2 weeks so that they could be sure that that thing they saw is no more there. 2 weeks later, the sister said she went back to the doctor and the doctor put her on scan again. She came out of the scan. They looked at the result of the scan. They did not see what they saw again before. So that first operation was what? Cancelled. Then she went for the second operation concerning her teeth. They told her that they were going to do a major operation because that her jawbone is not growing to the normal size of the normal jawbone. And that one was too scary for her, according to her. When she went for that operation about her jaw, they got there. Normally they would run the test again. When they did another scan in her jaw, the doctor was looking at her and asked her, what happened to you? She herself said she was surprised, that as if something more dangerous than what they saw before had happened. Then she told the doctor what? The doctor said because that her jawbone that was not there have just grown up. She said she could not, that the doctor was telling her that it is really impossible, that such thing doesn't always happen. That it happens like 1 in a million cases. That the jawbone that they brought, the first scan they did and the second scan, and was showing her that look at this scan, this thing wasn't there, and look at this scan, this thing that was not here is now here. That the jawbone have just grown to the normal size, and therefore she did not need any operation. The second operation was what? Cancer. According to her, she went for the third operation in one area of her body which I will not mention. When she got in for the operation, that the doctor looked at her and checked her and was telling her that the thing that was blocked, that they would have operated to open, have opened by itself. That they don't need any operation for that one. Operation number 1, operation number 2, and operation number 3. I was now talking to the church in Nuremberg. I told them that this is the kind of thing that when it happens in other churches, they will bring it in television. They will put it on Facebook and they will parade that person and say, look at this person. She did not have jawbone. And after prayer, that jawbone now grew up. Can somebody shout hallelujah? And everybody will shout, hey. And you will see it on Facebook. And they will put a number under it. If you want prayer, call this number. Bring your seed as they're calling prayer. And they will come and they will sow seed. I told them in Nuremberg, I said, but here before your very presence, the Lord has done what is not normal or what is not usual. And you're sitting down there as if nothing did happen. Hallelujah. Now, shall I tell you something? The power of God is moving in the midst of God's people, even without you knowing it. There is a testimony I will give you here and now that happened in this church that some of you will say is a lie. Reverend, hey, how can this thing happen? But it happened amongst us here. For the fact that people are shy to come out. And some of them are telling me, Reverend, if I come now, if I talk now, they will carry my mother and enter city. Anyhow, you want to go enter city. If you want that, we must enter city. Hallelujah. Amen. But the fact is that God is moving in the midst of his people. Amen. Last time we had Lord's Supper here, there's a testimony I would have shared with you that happened to one of us here. You would think, like. But after Lord's Supper, what was wrong was right.
Amen.
The power of God is moving in the midst of God's people. Now, all that God needs from us is availability. Make yourself available, and you will receive the grace of God. Come. The grace of God is not to be looked for, it's available. If you want it, you queue in for it. Just like this socket. This socket, if you think there is no current, but don't try it, just put your hand there. You will know if there is current there or not. The same thing with the grace of God is working. But if you queue in, you will get what belongs to you. So I share these testimonies to make you to understand that there is power in the midst of God's people here. That we do not come here just for coming's sake. The power of God is moving amongst his people. And that will lead me to my message of this morning. In Deuteronomy chapter 6, from verse 22 and 23. Deuteronomy chapter 6, we'll read verse 22 and verse 23. The title of the message says, "He brought us out to bring us in." Two things. He brought us out to bring, thank you. He brought us out to bring us in. That is the topic of my message this morning. He brought us out to bring us in. Hallelujah. Amen. When you hear this topic, it will suggest to you that two things have happened. Number one was, he brought us out from where we were that were not good. And he brought us into the place that is good, where we can be comfortable. Where you and I can have a cause to give glory unto his mighty name. Deuteronomy chapter 6, the Bible says, "And the Lord showed signs and wonders." Now back to, go to 21 so we can get the whole story there. Now talking about, Deuteronomy means second law. Now all you will see each time you're reading the book of Deuteronomy, Moses is trying to reintroduce God to the new generation of Israelites that did not know who God were, or did not see what God did in Egypt. Hallelujah. Now you understand that all the people that came out of Egypt, none of them entered the promised land. You remember? The Bible says that they died, all of them died in the wilderness. Because of what? Disobedience. Hallelujah. Because of disobedience, God said, none of you from 12 years old up, you are going to die in this wilderness. So only your children are going to enter into the promised land. And that was why 11 days journey from the Red Sea to the promised land took them how long? 40 years. So it had to take 40 years for the last person to die in the wilderness before the new generation can now enter the promised land. So those people that came into the promised land, they did not know what God did in Egypt. So that is why the book of Deuteronomy was written to reintroduce God to them, because they did not know, they didn't see God in action. Just like many of us. We are behaving how we are behaving to God because we've not seen God in action. When you see God in action, the way you are behaving to God will change. How you pose yourself in God's presence will change. How you come to church will change. The time you used to come to church will change. Now, the why you are behaving like this to God is because you have not seen God do something. If you have been weird, or God has done something in your presence, you begin to honor him and respect him more. When God says ha, you will stand still. Hallelujah. So those people did not know who God was. So the whole of Deuteronomy is used to reintroduce God to them, to tell them who God is, and all the things that God did that they did not see with their eyes. So that is what Moses is telling them here now. Moses told them, look at what God did in Israel, in Egypt. He delivered your fathers from the hand of Pharaoh and brought you into this land. So all these ceremonies you're doing, including Lord's Supper, if your children ask you, Papa, what is happening? Tell them that we were slaves in Egypt. But our God, who is powerful, who is mighty, with his only hand, rescued us from the hand of Pharaoh and brought us into this land where you and I, we are enjoying. Now let's go to the scripture. He says, then thou shalt say unto thy son, we were Pharaoh's bondmen is slaves. We were Pharaoh's slaves in Egypt. And the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Now let's see verse 22. And the Lord showed signs and wonders, great and sore, upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household. Look at the things we're going to be talking about in this service. He brought us out from where? Egypt. And who? Pharaoh. And from his what? Household. Hallelujah. So 3 important things where he saved us from. Now see, before our eyes. See, now let's go to verse 23 where we are going to measure. And the Bible says in verse 23, and he brought us out from thence that he might bring us in. That's where I took the topic of our message. He brought us out that he might bring us in. Hallelujah. To give us the land which he swore unto our fathers. And somebody said amen. Amen. Now close your Bible. From the introduction that I gave about this scripture, talks about Israel, how they went into Egypt. They had a good time in Egypt until a Pharaoh who did not know Joseph died, and a new Pharaoh came in. And that Pharaoh began to maltreat and ill-treat the people of Israel. He handled them in a way that you cannot even handle somebody who is stupid. He made them build pyramids for him. He made them build cities in Egypt, and they were not paid 1 cent. He took them as slaves. You know what a slave is? You don't honor a slave. A slave has no respect. A slave takes the least. If there is anything left, that's what a slave gets. The slave has no status, and that's what Pharaoh took the Israelites as. With no respect, with no dignity at all. He handled them as they were a piece of rubbish. And Israel were suffering in Egypt. They were going through things that they could not understand. Wow, how come this thing is happening? There are some things happening in your life that you can't even explain it. But things are going wrong, you know, but you can't say the genesis of it, and you can't even understand how the thing is going. What is wrong with me? But you know, something actually is going wrong. Israel could not understand. But they saw themselves in a place where they couldn't help themselves. Many of us have come to a point in this country where we cannot help ourselves. We are just living the life, anything I say I take. Because of how difficult things have been in our lives. You have tried a lot of things that God has tried. It worked for them, but in your own matter, the thing just closed up. And you're asking yourself, what is wrong with me? What did I do wrong? Actually, if you look at it all, you didn't do anything wrong. Just that there is a Pharaoh over your life. There are things that are happening in your life. If the whole picture is played to you, you'll be so shocked. Can this thing be going on? How did it come about? What did I do? A lot of things happened to Israelites in Egypt. The ones we saw, we had, it's just the ones that was recorded in the Bible. But a lot of things went on that. The worst part of it was that no king could talk to Pharaoh and said, take it easy with these people. No, nobody had the God to talk to Pharaoh. Pharaoh was a mighty ruler in the whole of the Mediterranean East. Nobody could challenge him. There are things, brother, that is going on in your life. Nobody have an answer to it. Now, your parents in their life cannot even tell you what is going on, but you yourself know something is wrong with me. And nothing you can do or think can bring solution to it. You've thought as a man, you've shared with your close ones, this is what I'm going through. But nobody could give you solution to what you're passing through. And the same case that happened in Israel when they were in Egypt. They were suffering. They didn't know who to talk to. And even the people they talked to did not have solution to their problem. Now, what they made up their mind was just to go ahead, keep suffering. One day it will be fine. May God bless you. Yeah. Some people are in that case. You've looked at yourself, you're asking, when is this thing going to be over? And you don't understand what is going on, but you yourself know that something is wrong with me. Help me, Holy Ghost. Egypt. Egypt is a type of prison. Egypt is a type of dungeon. A place where people are being locked up. Many places in the Bible says, woe to you who goes to Egypt for help. Even you cannot go there for help because it's a prison. And that's why where God's people found themselves. Many of us were in spiritual Egypt. We're in a prison. See, people in prison, sometimes in prison, I've forgotten what they call it here, open prison. You can be in open prison. In Germany here, open prison means you can leave prison and go out. You can go outside, maybe spend 1 or 2 days outside, but they give you time on Sunday, which when you come in, maybe 6 p.m. in the evening, you must go back to prison. Now, for some people who are they are like in open prison, it doesn't seem to them as if they are in prison. They think everything is okay. But at 6 p.m. on Sunday, you are back to level 1. So it's what is happening to many Africans who live in Europe. You see the good life here, never not the tech life. There is no hold up anywhere. Tap the run. You know, things works. You call ambulance come your house. Come give you Panadol, nothing they happen. Just flash your Alka paper, things moves. They can shift, they can, totally it's easy why you call us, but after they will just cool down and stay treat you after all. This is not the die. Ne? Things goes on. And to make it best, you walk into any of the shop, Rebe or the Edeka, go to their fridge, there is a lot of things, the fridge is packed up. There's Superhuna, so let's meet there. And the beauty nothing happen. You use one cooked stew, use one cooked soup and roast one for the evening. You know, when you're watching Dr. Super Superstar, you've been cheering one here as if nothing will happen. Come on now. Life is good, LG. These are working. But beyond this super home thing, there is a lot of things going on behind it. It touched my heart. I heard of a story of a man who have lived in America for 38 years. 38 years. They deported him back to Nigeria. 38 years. Now the question is, what will you be doing in a foreign land for 38 years without having your paper, for God's sake? If you ask the man, he has a wife, he has children. Why the children have paper, the wife has paper? Why is he not having his own paper, for God's sake? What is wrong with me? 38 years. And finally, they brought him back to Nigeria. And now the wife is trying to find paper so that he can go to Canada, and from Canada sneak into America again. After 38, you are an old man. If people they jump fence, you will feel jump. Egypt. Somebody said, When God decides to deliver you from Egypt and bring you to a land where you can flex a little bit, you will open your mouth and thank this God and know that He is, and He was, and He will be. Amen. He brought us out to bring us in. The Bible told us in the scripture we read 3 things that He delivered them from Egypt, from slavery, and from Pharaoh himself. And we are dealing with Egypt. Egypt is a type of prison. Some people are blocked, they can't go nowhere. I have seen people here who are stuck inside of this Europe. Go front nowhere, go back nowhere. Mama died, they are here. Papa died, they are here. Brother died, they are here. Sister doing marriage, they don't go. No be say they no one go, but there is no way to make each other. I have seen a family of 8 in Europe. Their mother died. They could not even arrange for one person to go. 8 of them were stuck here. They called for phone. No way. Nobody, no 8 of them could not arrange. Let us gather, send this one, yeah, you go. See money, go bury mama. None of them could go. Egypt. May the Lord deliver His people. Amen. The Israelites were in Egypt. Look at them. When they were about to come out, they go before the Red Sea. They saw obstacles. They chose people and said, Moses, you the mad? Why did you leave us where we were there? Eating garlic, eating fish, and onions. Why did you leave us there? You would have left us there, and you decided to bring us out to die in this Red Sea. Moses, wouldn't you worry your head? That is Egypt mentality. Now, there is a way you can be used to a situation. Even if they want to bring you out from there, you say, leave me here. Leave me here, it's okay with me. Hallelujah. Somebody wants to help you to come out. Your destiny helper shows up and want to drag you out. You say, leave me. I'm used to this thing. There's no life better than this one. Come, there is life better than where you are. And my God will bring you out from where you are. He will bring you into a land where you're supposed to be. In the name of Jesus. You are better than this. There is things better than this in you. You are better than where you are. You are better than who you are. You are not going to end like this. You will not end like this. Any power from your father's house saying you will end up like this, I stand on this altar and I call that power. I call that power. I demand your release. I demand your release. I demand your release. In the name of Jesus.
Well done, sir.
Egypt. They will get somebody and lock somebody up for what? You are in prison. You can be in open prison. But you're still what? In prison. Whether you open prison or you're in closed prison, you are still in prison. What that name prison there, you are still in prison. You are not free yet. But in this service, whatever is holding you down, whatever has said you will never be free, whatever is sharing your testimony, whatever is withholding your testimony, whatever is saying you will remain the way, whatever is saying you will never smile in life, whatever is saying that your life will remain the same, by this prayer, I say over your life, I demand your freedom. Be released! Be released! Be released! Be free! Be free! Be free! In the name of Jesus! He brought us out from Egypt. The second thing, he brought us out from the hands of Pharaoh. Pharaoh is a type of tax master, a slave owner. Is a type of Goliath, a type of Herod that intimidates you, that makes you feel less than you think you are. When he talks, you are afraid. Last week Friday, not last week Friday, 2 days ago Friday, in the prayer meeting, the King Cosmos talked about fear. There are some things the enemy brings in our lives, even to Christians. Now, when fear comes into your life, faith goes away. Yes. You will no more walk in faith. You will start being afraid. And once you start being afraid, you can't pray anymore. You will start looking for who will pray for you. You will start calling pastor here, pastor there. Any number they give you, pastor, please, can you please pray for me? And no pastor in Nigeria will pray for you now without 50 euro seed. Let me sow seed. You sow seed first. Put seed on this altar.
Come buy chair.
You buy chair too. You buy chair, put for their church. That's it. Hallelujah. They will send an account number for you. They pay money before they will pray. And because fear has entered. And because you have refused to develop yourself. Now, there is enough power in your life, in your mouth. When you open your mouth to pray, God will hear answers. The fact is that you are underrating yourself, and you do not know that the anointing is not for sale. Come on now. Anointing is not for sale. Hallelujah. If we have prayer meeting here and you come and cry to God about the situation, God will hear prayer. It's probably that you refuse to come and pray. You are in your house. You want quick fix. You want to go over the snare. Was supposed to go minister. Jehovah Sharp. You know it's in Lagos. It's a church of Jehovah Sharp. Yes, it's in Lagos. If you want it quick, go there, they'll fix your life for you. Yeah, quick action. Jehovah Sharp. It is a signboard. Jehovah Sharp. Yeah. You come to fix you. Fix everything fixed. Fake eyelashes, fake mouth, fake nails, fake everything. And they bring you out. Church will shout. Praise the Lord. Look at how God has defied this person. I lie you. Make rain fall now. All these fake things. Hallelujah. He brought us out from Pharaoh. I described to you how Pharaoh was miming the people, grinding them like pepper. Nobody could talk. There are many of us here, if we start to tell our stories, what we are going through, you will shake your head. In fact, your own, you will just hide your own. Say, and be teaching. Forget about lace. Forget about makeup. But there is cry. It's behind the makeup. There is a cry going on. Behind the beautiful lace, there is a cry going behind. And in this service, I stand on this altar. The God that hears me when I call, I kneel down to pray for you. That every Pharaoh in your life that have refused to let you go, that every Pharaoh in your life that wants to disgrace your life, that every Pharaoh in your life that wants to make you look less than you are, that every Pharaoh in your life that is frustrating every move you make, from this altar, I curse that Pharaoh. From this altar, I curse that Pharaoh. I demand that you be released. Be released. Be released. Every prison they put you into, as I kneel down and pray for you, Jehovah says that he will break the iron bars and cut the bars of iron asunder. I decree that every bar of iron holding you in the prison, as I kneel on this altar, may that bar of iron be melted by fire. May those bars of iron be melted by fire. May you be released from every prison in the name of Jesus. We heard from the Sunday school that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. If you are waiting for when you enter physical prison, you'll be making a mistake. Because as I am speaking, many of us were in a spiritual prison. And we need to be released. Unless you come out of prison, that talent in you will not come out. That thing that God has put in you will not come out. In prison, you cannot go more than that 4 walls there. That 4 walls is a limitation. You cannot cross more than that 4 walls. It doesn't matter who you are or what you do. One, you'll be limited within that 4 walls of prison. Secondly, you cannot go beyond. If you get Messi, by next week they will start World Cup. If you get Messi and put him in prison, he can be playing football, but among what? That 4 walls of that prison. He cannot go beyond that wall. He can be a Messi and die within that 4 walls. Every limitation in your life, that place they have kept you, that you will remain there. I stand on this holy ground. I command that altar. I command that shrine that have put a wall around your life. Make that altar, make that shrine catch fire, catch fire, catch fire, catch fire, catch fire. It is void. It is void. It is void. In the name of Jesus. You need freedom so that the thing inside you will come out. Yes. So that the grace of God upon you will be seen. That men can appreciate what God has done in your life. Yes. The Bible says that you cannot light a lamp and put it under the table. You need to put it on top, that the light will shine everywhere. Your light will shine. Amen. Every light in your life, every grace that God has given you, has given to your family, as I stand on this altar, let that light will shine. That light will shine. That light will shine. No Pharaoh will stop it. No Pharaoh can hinder it. No Pharaoh can cover it. That light will shine. That light will shine. That light will shine. In the name of Jesus. You will fulfill your destiny. You will reach your goal. You will reach your mark. You will reach your destination. In the name of Jesus Christ. He brought us out that he can bring us in. The last one, slavery. Moses said he brought your fathers out of slavery. Slave. Where nobody respects. Do you know that when you are the refugee, they are in the last cadre of statues in any land, in this land. They will give rights to every other people. The last are people who are on asylum. You don't have any say here. Nobody knows that you are existing. Now, I saw a very, I don't know how true that story is, but somebody sent it to my WhatsApp. A black sister, I don't know what happened. Ambulance came and whether they gave her injection or what. But the person commented saying that they gave her injection and they carried her, was put in ambulance. And one lady was crying, who was pregnant. Now, if the story is truth, I will not be surprised. Because you are at the last level of society. You are like a slave. Nobody knows that you are here. In fact, nobody respects you. They can kill you and they believe nobody will ask of you. They can use you for experiment and nobody will ask of anything. Because they know that you don't have anything. You don't have any say. Nobody will talk for you and nobody will speak for you. You don't have a voice. Because that person is a slave. He brought us out of slavery and he brought us into where we can have a voice. In my workplace, a man was trying to mess around with me. I said, hey, okay, no. You can toy with every other black person minus me.
God bless you.
Hallelujah. You can do it with any black person in this work. Minus me. When he comes to know, and that day I know I will speak German. I speak German, me myself, I can't wonder, for me to speak German like this. We went to the big Oga center office, I said, what's in the after? It's me. It's been Haruzuku, yeah? I said, so what did this man tell you? I began German. But he could make me study this language. The man self, he was so shocked. I speak the language, I speak. I think it proverb. When you speak German, when you proverb in German, the big organ, he was just shaking his head. Say, this man, you can't really toy with him. May the Lord give you a voice. May the Lord give you a voice. May he deliver you from slavery. May he deliver you from slavery. May he deliver you from slavery. In the name of Jesus. He brought us out to bring us in. That is what we are examining today. There are a lot of things, but we got this scripture. He brought us out from Egypt, brought us out from slavery, and brought us out from Pharaoh. Where did he bring them from? He brought them into a promised land, a land flowing with milk and honey. And that is where I want you this morning, where the Lord is going to land you. As you're about to enter the month of June, it's going to be a month that will land you in your promised land. It will be a month that God is going to bring you in where He wants to have you. A place of your testimony, a place of your abundance, a place of your placement, a place where you shall be what God called you to be. I don't know who you are here, but I want to prophesy into your life. I prophesy with my eyes open. In the month of June, you will be better than you are now. In the month of June, your mouth will be filled with laughter. In the month of June, the God whom I serve day and night, He will give you testimonies. He will give you testimonies. He will give you testimonies. If you believe, shout, I receive it. Now, can start the one I pray for us. My Father and my King, Lord, I've delivered your word unto your people. I ask you, Father, that you come, oh God, and fulfill this word in the life of your people. I told them where you delivered us from. I told them where you have brought us into. That you brought us into a land that is flowing with milk and honey. You brought us into a land, oh God, where there shall be peace and prosperity. A land where we will know you and know the power that raised Jesus up from the dead. I decree, oh my King and my Maker, as we enter, oh God, into the month of June, in these last days of the month of May, may you begin to start something that will suggest to anybody here that the month of June is going to be a wow of God. Amen. Hey, my Father, may you send forth angels into the month of June to make every crooked path straight, to remove every hindrance and obstacles in our ways. As we enter the month of June, my Father, may it be a month we shall celebrate you. Amen. May it be a month we shall give glory to you. Amen. May it be a month our mouth shall be wide to say thank you. Amen. Blessed be the name God of heaven and earth. Amen. As we are coming to dine from your table, my King and Maker, this is ordinary bread and wine. May it turn to a spiritual food right now. That people, as we eat and drink from this table, our life will never be the same. Sickness we go, disease we go, bad luck we go, disappointment we go, failure we go, obstacles will disappear. Hey, everything that brings hindrances will disappear. Every protocol will be suspended. In the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you, Abba Father, as we come to your table. Blessed be the name God of heaven and earth. For in Jesus' faithful name I pray. And I pray for as many as who are watching us on net. I decree over your lives, as you have joined us in this message, may God deliver you from your Egypt. May Jehovah set you free from your Pharaoh. May he set you free from every slavery in your life. Every power that intended to enslave your life in any form or shape, or enslave your children, as we are praying in this service, that same power will affect you right there where you are. Your life will begin to liberate. Your life will begin to show that Jesus is Lord. I prophesy that your June will be better than your May. Your month of June will be better than your month of your May. You shall rejoice. You shall rejoice. You shall be lifted. You shall be celebrated. May God of heaven and earth bless you in the name of Jesus Christ. Church, please prepare yourself as we come to the Lord's table. As we are coming to dine with the Lord, I beg you please have your seat. Have your seat and begin in the mood of prayer. Ask God, as you're coming to this table, what is it you want him to do for you, including drawing you closer to knowing him. This table is meant to draw you closer and not to scare you away. This table is meant, as you have the body of Jesus inside you, as you drink the blood of Jesus. Now, if I want to know my child, if my child Obiora, if they go to the hospital and they do blood tests for me and Obiora, our blood will match, right? Yes. To show him that he is my son. Now, when you have the blood of Jesus inside of you, it signifies that you belong to who? Jesus. His blood, and your blood will match. So that's why this table is very important. If you come to this table and you eat of his flesh and you drink of his blood, he can identify with you. You can identify with him as your father. He will treat you as a son or daughter, and you will answer him as a father. So you begin pray and tell the Lord, what do you want him to do as you come to his table? Talk to God in prayer. What do you want him to do as you come to his table? Wombs can be opened in these. People who are nobody, the Lord can bless them to be somebody as they come to the Lord's table. People who have been facing barriers and obstruction in life, as they come to the Lord's table, their life will never be the same. I welcome our leaders to please come forward. And if you are a leader in this church, please, I beg you, come forward. Come forward to the Lord's table. Come forward to the Lord's table. If you are a leader here, I beg you, please come forward to the Lord's table as we are coming to dine with our Maker. Please come to me, come closer to me. Come closer, round the table, come round the table. Come round this table. Hallelujah, Jesus. Say Malikaya Mali. Malikando Robose Kataya.
It's moving me around. It's moving me around. It's moving me around. It's all over me. It's moving me around. The Holy Ghost power is moving me around.
Eat a remembrance of me.